If you are looking at me right now and thinking, God, he looks rough. He looks like he just woke up from a nap. He looks like he just put his contact lenses back in and his eyes are watering. He looks like jet lag is kicking his ass right now. You would be correct. He also looks a bit like he got sunburnt from falling asleep right in where the sun's rays were. Like I was like a little cat curled up, just enjoying the sun. Anyways, all of those things would be correct. But instead of reading me, let's talk about some books that I want to read. These are books that I bought for upcoming YouTube videos. So this is going to be a bit of a teaser as to what to expect over on my main channel, Jack Edwards. This is Jack in the Books, because I'm very excited about these videos. Firstly, Light Luck. This is by Alex Astor, who is very, very talented. Every 100 years, the island of Light Luck appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide, each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler will die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything. Now, the reason I bought this book is because this has had some TikTok scandals, a little BookTok scandal, where people really unfairly like review bombed this book. It was so mean. Everyone gave this book like 1-star reviews on Goodreads before it even come out. And that was the first time I was like, holy moly, BookTok can be used for evil as well as good. And I wanted to do a video where I read books that have been cancelled on BookTok and let you know if they're actually any good or not, because I mean I've seen and heard about this book so many times and that's made me so intrigued to read it, and so that is the first book for that video concept. Speaking of which, we also have this book. This is by Sarah J Maas. I've never read a Sarah J Maas book before. I know loads of you want me to read ACOTAR, but this has probably been the most recently kind of cancelled book on TikTok because this image on the cover is AI generated, and it's been a huge discourse about the publishing industry and their treatment of artists and the importance of paying artists to create covers rather than just using AI generated images and putting pressure on the industry to do that. And so I bought this book. I have to say, I did not realise it was that thick. So this is, you know, it's a little out of my comfort zone, but we're going to do it. We're going to give it a go. This is House of Earth and Blood. I am reading this one. It's the first in a series. I think the Crescent City. Yeah, a Crescent City novel. It's the first in that series. The other book that I'm going to be reading in that video is only available on Kindle. Some of you who follow BookTok Drama will know exactly which book I mean. And that's an upcoming video, baby. Another upcoming video is going to be me reading the Domore book. So this is a non-please, a novel, and I'm so intrigued because I remember seeing so much about this book when it first came out, but I've never seen a review of it. And so I thought, I will do that. That'll be a fun little reading vlog. I'm very, very intrigued by this book. It's also absolutely massive. The main character is called Cricket Lopez. So I kind of have a rough idea of what we're in for. That's like gonna be interesting. And I think it's also very kind of like semi-autobiographical too. Like this is pretty much the story of how Domore became a thing. There's also a ghostwriter, I'm sure, or I don't know if, or a co-writer at least. They're credited Jessica Goodman, so not a ghostwriter, but a co-writer. So I'm intrigued. I am very intrigued by that. And here's the thing, whenever I get intrigued about a book, I just immediately want to make a video on it. You know, I'm actually feeling super good about content right now. I've had a few weird months where I've been really struggling with like motivation and the concepts and coming up with something like creative and fun, which I think is what made my channel special to start with, is that I was like just really excited by what I was making, and so I need to get back to that place, and I'm thinking these videos are going to do that for me. The next video that I'm working on is about celebrity memoirs. So we have Trevor Noah's Born a Criminal. I've heard amazing things about this book. People speak very highly of it, and they usually say like, if you're going to read one celebrity memoir or autobiography, read this one. And so I'm intrigued. Stories from a South African childhood. Essential reading, fast-paced, funny and inspirational. Trevor Noah's life is all about achieving the impossible. So I think this is going to have some really heavy and important topics, whilst also being written by a very funny person. And I think often that's like the dream mix. So I think that this could be really, really interesting. And then in the same vein, in that same video, we have Viola Davis with Finding Me. This won her the EGOT. Narrating this audiobook officially made her a holder of an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. One of very few people to have achieved that honour, and so I was like, I need to read that. This looks really great, and sign me up. I also don't know that much about Viola Davis, so I'm going in pretty blind. My contact lenses are pretty strong, so I always go into most things blind, but in this case, extra blind. So we will be finding out if this book is any good. And then, one you maybe wouldn't expect from this video, Paris, the new Paris Hilton book. Paris, the memoir, you know? I love the fact it doesn't even say her surname on the cover because you already know. You already know who that is. Paris Hilton has had a very interesting career trajectory where I think she's rewriting the narrative of her own life right now, and this is an essential part of that. Founder, entrepreneur, pop culture maker, innovator, survivor, activist, daughter, sister, wife, mother, heiress, party girl, problem child, selfie taker, model, cover girl, reality star, self-created. Paris, a million meanings in a single name. I'm very intrigued. I feel like this is a book that a lot of people will just write off, but I really want to have a little look and see because, you know, I know that she's been talking about the treatment that she suffered and endured as a child. She's kind of changed her whole voice a little bit. She's kind of talking more about the Paris Hilton that we all know as a character. And it seems interesting that she's taking control of that narrative. So I thought that this would be essential reading if I'm going to do a video on celebrity memoirs. So that is Paris. And then these two final books, they're not really for videos. I just bought them because I wanted to read them, but I'll show you them anyway. Firstly, we have Hong Kong's Greek Lessons, translated by Deborah Smith and Emily Ye-Won. I went to her talk at the Pen America World Voices Festival, and immediately I was like, I have to buy this book, but I didn't love the US cover. I loved the UK one, so I waited until I got back to the UK, and this is here. And then also I have Shy by Max Porter, which is a novel, story of a few strange hours in the life of a troubled, strange boy. A novel about guilt, rage, imagination, and boyhood. It is about being lost in the dark and realizing you are not alone. And so there is some reading that I need to do. I want to say I'm excited about all of these books. That's not necessarily true. There are some I'm just intrigued by, but I will be reading them all regardless and making some videos for you. They'll all be coming out in the next few weeks / the next month, and it's going to be a fun time, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching this video. All the best, stay in touch, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye!